started as a fashion designer when I was 18, when I was only in college, and I always thought it's a profession of dumb bimbos. So most people, whilst they were enjoying life in the canteen of college, I was working, and I earned money at a very young age. So suddenly, from earning in a profession that I never thought was an option, it became the greatest profession for me because I had earned at a very young age. And I started with playing with the saree. I thought that the saree is the most underutilized garment, and I wanted to take it to the international platform, and that's how my whole professional career in fashion started. I ended up draping a saree in 54 different styles and went on to be known as the Queen of Drapes. But politics was something that was in my blood all my life because I was a student of political science and law, and my husband and everyone knew that I would enter politics at some stage. So when I was 31, I joined the BJP. I fought elections. I went on to become the spokesperson of the party. Currently, I'm the only woman treasurer that the party has, and it has been a real roller coaster ride, but I must say, in all honesty, that politics is my passion and fashion is my profession.
Right.
In fact, most people dismissed me when I joined politics because they said one more person from the glamour industry, and what would she know about politics, and what would she know about running the country or the state? And I proved them wrong. For me, I always say don't follow the West. For the longest time, Indian fashion industry as per se, the designers have always aped the West, seeked inspiration from the West, whatever the forecasts and trends. I think now the tables have turned because we pretty much set the trend. So for example, if it was Lucknowi, there was a whole trend where you had right from Abu Sandeep, Manish Malhotra, Neeta Lula, everyone doing Lucknowi. So what I've currently done, which is very interesting, is we've got over 100 designers, small and big, who are working with the weavers of Banaras.
Right.
And being Mr. Modi's home constituency, it's been a real enriching experience because those weavers chose to be either security guards or, you know, working in call centers only because they didn't have a fixed livelihood.
So bringing back
The
traditional...
moment we got the designers in, they have got so much impetus. They're earning close to 25,000 rupees a month at the least, going up. And the product line is something which under Make in India is being promoted all across the country and even in the international stores. So Banaras is in, Varanasi is in. Only a woman can do it. And with due respect to the men, I think that it's a woman's inbuilt capability where she manages her time. In India, if you see my routine, it is very well managed. From the time I wake up, I'm on the move. But I started off as just a fashion designer. I went on to get married when I was 23. I had my first daughter when I was 27. I joined politics at 31. I launched my jewelry line at 33. Went on to, add to the parameters of business and family gradually, and I think that at each step it only shows you that you can do it if you really want to. But yes, there is a burnout. Women must support women. That's my tagline. Only if a woman supports a woman can a woman succeed. Invariably, I've noticed when I remember when my son was really young and I was campaigning for Mr. Modi in Gujarat. Everyone would say that बच्चे को छोड़ के आई है, have you left your child and come? And I think that's the biggest guilt when somebody else makes you feel that you're doing something wrong. But actually, my support system is my family and clearly my husband, because he's always let me grow, always let me go, do what I want to do, live my dream and come back home without feeling guilty that I haven't been there. Actually, there are many prominent women in the BJP. You take a Vasundhara Raje Scindia, you take a Sushma Swaraj, a Smriti Irani, just to name a few. If you take across the board, whether it's a Mayawati, a Mamata Banerjee, a Jayalalitha, a Sonia Gandhi, a Priyanka in the making, or whoever else, there are lots of women. But I don't think we can just limit ourselves to being tokens, where you have a spokesperson or you have a speaker of a house or a minister here and there. I'm one of those who really believes that if you want to see a change in polity and public life, you must have 33% women's reservation.
Yeah.
It has to be the political will of the men in power to want to be fair to women, and not just tokens of people's daughters, daughter-in-laws, etc., but people like you and me who would want to contest elections and win.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I fought an election, they gave me a constituency which was hardcore Muslim, Christian, etc., slum pockets, and they said, go fight there and you will win because you're cosmopolitan. They only give a woman a constituency where you're going to lose.
Right. Okay.
So the reality is that nobody is giving you a fair share or a fair play.
Yeah.
But I think that time has come now. I have no sugar daddy. I have no godfather. I have nobody to guide me. I've learned the tricks of the trade literally on the way. It's been 13 years now. And I remember the first time I went to even campaign in Gujarat, people were wondering what I was doing there. And when I started defending the BJP, there was a lot of appreciation. And I think each one knows their USP. So there could be somebody who's only into hardcore grassroots politics, and there is somebody who's into organizational politics. There is somebody who speaks for the party. There's somebody who fundraises for the party. Everyone has their own USP. And I think that in that sense, the BJP is a party of opportunity, that at least in the organization, they give you 33% reservation. I mean, historically, I'm the only woman treasurer the party has ever had.
Right.
Well, I think that he'll go down in history as the only leader we truly remember. Because the RSS teaches you one thing, that it's nation building and loving your country first. And in Mr. Modi's case as well, he has given of himself entirely to the country. So now you may question what policies have been implemented, how much time has it taken, why is it taking so long, but governing a country like India is a Herculean task. It's not everyone's cup of tea. So in that sense, I think he's done a phenomenal job. Where do you ever remember a Prime Minister who's worked so tirelessly, not taken one holiday, dashed from country to country, promoted the brand of India, promoted being Indian as a moment of pride for all Indians, even for the Indians living overseas.
Yeah.
I've noticed wherever there are huge, dense population, wherever there is a lot of influx, there's bound to be a certain sense of security issue. But if you take a state like Maharashtra, for example, if you see just the statistics of the amount of people who have been convicted for crimes, so there is fear of law. But when it comes to atrocities against women, whether it's sexual assault, rape or pedophilia, I think clearly we need to work on the mindset of men and women both in society.
How is that?
Enough of this blaming a woman for calling it upon herself, or enough of insensitivity of police. I think outcry and outrage is the only solution, where you have to have people accountable in positions of power. So if you go to register a complaint, the police must be accountable. If you have a certain judiciary working on a fast-track court for rape convictions, that must happen really fast. And of course, there must be fear of law. There's no overnight solution.
Yeah.
In Madhya Pradesh, for example, you had a rape case where the person was convicted within 6 months' time. There were cases in Maharashtra where a child in Kolhapur was raped, and we ensured within 24 hours that person was put behind bars. And the matter brought up so much kind of media outcry as well, where everyone was discussing and deliberating on where, if there is political will, you can clearly deliver. Strangely, when I joined politics, my only ambition was to be the spokesperson of the party. But people always joke with me and they ask me, what does the Shaina NC stand for? And for all the Gujaratis who know that it's Nana Chudasama from Gondal, Saurashtra, they know it. But for those who don't, I always say the NC stands for non-corruptible and will always be non-corruptible. So in that sense, I'm very clear. I came here with a mission, which was to give back to society. I do it through politics and through my 2 NGOs. One is Giants International. In fact, we have a chapter in London as well, where we have close to 100 members. And in India, we have the I Love Mumbai, Mumbai Mazi Ladki, which is about loving your city, respecting the environment, keeping your locality clean, green, and inculcating a certain kind of value of sanitation, hygiene, etc. The BJP is clearly the single largest political party in the universe today, which in itself is something that we need to be proud of. Now, when we had this Sadasyata Abhiyan, which is an absolute membership drive, we've reached every nook and corner of the country. So whether you take states like the Northeast, where we really had no presence, today we have a government where we formed the government with a two-third majority in Assam. You take the South, where people thought that we'd never ever make entries. We did make entry into Karnataka, and I can tell you with an absolute surety we will be back in power there. You take the hinterland, where people said that, what about states like UP? We will be winning there too. So 65% of the country is covered by BJP ruled or run states. Now if you take Madhya Pradesh, you take Gujarat, you take Rajasthan, you take Chhattisgarh, these are some of the, Maharashtra, these are some of the states where you've seen the work. It's tried, tested, delivered. But you even take a state like Assam, which we've just recently won. The kind of inroads and development in the Northeast, which has been the most neglected part of India, is historic. Did we ever think that we'd have a BJP coalition in Jammu and Kashmir? It's historic. So all of this credit clearly does go to Mr. Narendra Modi and Amit Shah as a team, who have strategically made sure that the organization grows and make sure that the economy also grows through the government.